This is a certified hood classic.
I am Cornholio. I need TV for my bone.
All rise. Orders in court. Bob's getting old, and we got to get this thing moving.
That's right. We're behind schedule. It's my fault. I do apologize. I will try to do better next time. I did have everything set up early, though, so that,
you did.
I had a thing I needed to take care of, and it's taken care of, and now here we are. Florida Friday, Greed. Exciting day. All day.
Right. I'm already
this one's kind of different. This one's kind of different, by the way. The guys in Tri-County, we're going to skip from, we're going to be here. We'll go to some first appearances, and then we're even going to see some news story in court, a little something different in Florida of a celebrity stalker.
Oh, all right. Well, I like that. I also like that they're all in the traditional like white and black stripes. It just makes them look even more like criminals.
So cartoony. I love it.
Yes,
it's the best.
100%.
Mr. Bakus is here for a violation of probation preliminary hearing. He has not yet requested the appointment of counsel. He did it the last time he was here, but not this time. So I'm not sure where Mr. Bakus stands.
I'm pro se. I just rather.
All right, raise your right hand for me, Mr. Bakus.
In praise of Bakus.
Yes.
Would you tell me your name, sir?
Cameron Christopher Bakus.
Mr. Bakus, you're here for
Bakus.
VOP, violation of probation arraignment. It's a critical stage of the proceedings, so I have to advise you that you do have the right to an attorney. If you can afford an attorney, we can appoint the law office of Henry Mark Sims to represent you. He's our elected public defender here in the 14th Circuit.
Sounds impressive.
Mr. Hill, who's his chief assistant here in Gulf County, I'll appoint Mr. Hill's office to represent you. It looks like you had Mr. Wilson previously, and if Mr. Hill has a conflict, I'll appoint Mr. Wilson's office to represent you. You also have the constitutional right to represent yourself, and if you want to do that, I'll ask you a few questions. You also have the right to hire a private attorney. So how do you want to proceed, Mr. Bakus?
With a further inquiry, sir.
Okay. So tell me your age.
Okay, my age is 30, just turned 40, actually.
Okay. Congratulations on your recent birthday. What's your high level of education?
Stop blaming me.
Do you have any legal training?
I was here early.
I have been studying law. No, I do not have a legal degree, but I do understand the written English language.
Do you understand the written English language? You're proficient in English. You read and write it well?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if you want to represent yourself, I'll hold you to the same standard as I would a member of the Florida Bar or licensed attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
That Ms. Smith, who is a licensed attorney, has experience, and I can't intervene on your behalf.
It's true.
That you may be at a disadvantage by representing yourself.
I understand.
Are you familiar with the rules of evidence in the state of Florida?
Yes, Your Honor.
How familiar are you with the rules of evidence?
I've never actually been in trial, so I've never had to submit any evidence. Like today, I'm not wishing to contest the.
Before we get there, let me finish asking you a few questions. So you said you're not too familiar with the rules of evidence?
No, I'm not.
Do you understand at least,
Wing it.
third degree felony? So what's the maximum imprisonment that you may face? And you're on a violation of probation. You understand what that means?
That I
That-
have
you've alleged to have violated the conditions of your probation?
He missed his calling as an attorney. I'm
Any
telling you.
alcohol, drugs, and
Yeah,
medication?
doing great.
Or have you been prescribed any medication you have not taken?
No, Your Honor.
What's your familiarity with the criminal justice system?
Brief.
What do you mean by brief?
I represented myself last year, or not, in 2022.
In this case?
No.
In another
Actually,
case?
I attempted to, but I went ahead with Russell Wilson because I had conflict.
Okay. What caused you to change your mind and go with Mr. Wilson?
Russell Wilson, quarterback.
Okay, Ms. Smith, you have any additional questions? All right, Mr. Bakus, I'm going to find that you're competent to represent yourself. You're here for your violation of probation arraignment. How are you?
Gary, for us people.
Yeah. That's how it works.
You admit that you violated your probation?
Like that.
Anyone threaten or coerce you in any way to get that you violate, to have you admit that you violated your probation? Do you have a dispositional understanding about what the sentence may be?
Yes.
What's that?
5 years in DOC.
Anyone promise you what the court may impose?
No, Your
Would
Okay.
you go pro se if you could be looking at 5 years?
Absolutely not. But I'll take the $5 and go pro se though. Tiny Piggy, thank you. No, that's some serious shit there, man. 5 years, you could do it yourself? No, absolutely not.
That's like, I could see a doctor about this tooth, but you know what? I'm pretty sure I can get it out.
Yeah, I can get it out of this fine. I
get it out.
I got a door I could slam. No, pass. I have not, but that sounds absolutely fantastic. It's Dr. Pepper with cream soda mixed together. I think actually.
Oh, I have tried that.
Is it good?
Not enough cream soda flavor for my likings.
Okay. Go ahead.
Could you tell me how you violated your probation?
I was arrested by Bradford County Sheriff's Office.
What happened with that charge?
It is my understanding that the state never filed charges. I was charged with a DUI and driver while license suspended. I was released due to the state not filing charges after 72 days.
Were you also arrested for driving while license suspended, canceled, or revoked?
I don't believe that was a valid charge.
I don't think it's a valid charge.
So you're telling me that you did not engage in any criminal conduct? Is that what you're telling me?
I was driving.
Did you have a valid license at the time you were driving?
I understand that I did. Yes, Your Honor.
And you say that you were not driving under the influence to the state your normal faculties were impaired?
No.
So how are you admitting that you violated your probation, but then you tell me you did not engage in any criminal conduct? You can't be both.
Negative contact with police officers. I did get arrested.
Negative.
Without being arrested doesn't mean you engaged in criminal conduct.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Oh, that's the way I thought a violation worked. If I got arrested by the police officers for no matter what, even if I wasn't charged with a new charge, I still had negative contact with the police.
No. What the way it works is you don't have to be convicted. So if you would have went to trial and been found not guilty, you could still be found in violation of your probation if I find that you, by preponderance of the evidence, engaged in criminal conduct, not that you had negative interaction with law enforcement. That doesn't violate your probation by having negative interaction with law enforcement. So you either engaged in criminal conduct as alleged on your affidavit of violation of probation, and you admit to that, or you did not violate conditions 5 of your probation, and we can proceed to an evidentiary hearing. So how do you want to proceed?
No contest.
This isn't, Mr. Bakus, this is a violation of probation. You either admit that you violated your probation or you deny you violated your probation. We'll proceed to an evidentiary hearing.
I violated my probation, Your Honor.
So you admit that you engaged in criminal conduct on, looks like December 11, 2023 in Bradford County, Florida.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you admit that you were driving or operating a motor vehicle and you did not have a valid driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there, excuse me?
I said I'm just going to go with it because I'm.
No, I don't want you to just go with it.
I'm just, yeah.
If you didn't violate your probation,
did he dig himself a little hole here? Is he getting in a little too deep and kind of back it out now? Like, oops.
Now he's like, wow, maybe me just saying I thought I had my license, even though I didn't.
Yeah.
Not going to work too well. He's done effed up, I think, kids.
Yeah. Now he's just got to cop to all of it. So.
Or denial, and I'll set this for an evidentiary hearing, and the state will come in and have to prove by the greater weight of the evidence that you're on probation, you're notified of the conditions, and you violated the conditions of your probation, and your violation was willful and material. Or you can admit that you violated, which you're telling me you did, but you can't equivocate, jumping back and forth across the fence saying, well, I did, well, I didn't, well, I'm just going to do it. I need to know.
Your Honor, I'm going to plead with mercy on the court, and I'm going to admit to it. Yes.
Mercy.
Anything you waiving your right to that evidentiary hearing?
Yes.
Hell, mercy.
All right. Anything, I'm going to accept your admission as known, intelligent, and voluntarily made. Is there anything you want me to consider before I impose sentence?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Who, me?
When I did,
My case,
when I didn't leave this county and I made it back to Bradford County, I did the best that I could. I remember I told you I was homeless. I went, I found a place to live, I got a job, I did my drug alcohol evaluation, I was attending my classes as were, and I was paying my restitution. I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. but I had a lapse in judgment, and what happened, and I'm not going to deny it. And I'm going to plead mercy with the court.
Throw myself on the genitals of the court.
Reinstate my probation with no modifications.
You just put me back.
Mental health.
Like this didn't happen.
Do you have any?
Required by your honor.
Do you have a history of mental health issues, sir?
Yes.
What is that?
I suffer from traumatic brain injury.
Oh.
And when did that incident take place?
When I was 3 years old.
On the day I was born.
Judgments and some decision-making skills, as well as my sense of smell and some others.
I could smell trouble coming.
Say judgment and decision-making skills. Could you elaborate?
Throughout my life, I've been in and out of jail. I did not believe that some of the things that I did was actually wrong, but again, I did end up in jail. I pled guilty to it. After being 40 years old, being 40 years, I'm learning how to deal with it a lot better than
the next 40 are going to be great, Judge. I'm telling you.
At least now I understand it more than I did.
Does your traumatic brain injury affect your ability to understand your decision to represent yourself?
Yeah, it does.
It does?
It does.
All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to, on your behalf, let you withdraw your admission that you violated your probation based on your testimony that you suffer from a traumatic brain injury that affects your judgment and decision-making skills, and that it does affect your ability to understand your right to counsel and represent yourself. I'm not going to let you represent yourself.
Did he just play that like is that the genius thing? Do you throw all that out there thinking you can get away with some stuff, and then all of a sudden when you don't, you back up and then you answer the right questions about being kind of mentally not there?
Look, man, he thought he had him on the ropes.
Right.
Judge thought, yeah, he's like, look, I got this judge in the palm of my hand. I got him. And then all of a sudden he's like, oops, maybe I don't. Yeah, when I was 3 years old, I lost my sense of smell. I think he just did that so he could backtrack and try again. He wants to redo.
Like somebody's constantly hitting the table or something.
That's him hitting his cuffs against the counter there where the microphone is.
So this could have been a genius move on his part. Could have got himself out of that hole that he dug.
In this case, I'm going to appoint Mr. Hill to represent you.
That sounded like a fart.
Good.
Hi,
Right
Amy.
now,
Welcome.
There's a plea offer for
Amy.
DOC time on the table. I'll need to discuss this situation further with Mr. Bakus before he enters a plea. And I would ask that we bring this back. He's incarcerated. We can bring him back on the May date, Judge. I'll get out to the jail and talk to him, and if he wishes to go forward with a plea or hearing, we can go that route.
Okay, let's bring this back for a VOP pretrial May 9th. If we don't have it resolved, I'll put you on the evidentiary hearing. That will be June 28th, okay? So we're going to come back in a few weeks, May 9th.
All right, coming back on him and gonna redo.
Mr. Mumford.
Jeremy Mutz on behalf of Michael Briea, and I work for Mr. Mumford
Yes, sir.
at the ticket clinic. So here on his behalf, and I just kind of maybe need to explain a little bit.
White
On
Mr.
the
T.
2023 case, for the record, 23-70 CF. It's starting to get a little bit of age on this case, Your Honor.
Get a bit of age on him
part
too.
of that is because
Slightly.
there's a new charge, 24-36 CF. The state, I guess in the past week, has made us a global offer on both. However, we technically don't represent Mr. Briea on the 24 case. I thought we might be able to resolve both nonetheless this morning, but we're still too far apart on the offer. I would ask for a continuance on the 23 case for 30 days. And I think that'll give us time to talk to Mr. Briea more about what he's facing. And if he wants to hire us on the new case, we can dive into that one as well. I am at this time going to present the state with thumb drive because there is an additional video.
Ooh, sexy pictures, maybe.
on the 23 case that we need as well. And I just feel like I need to do some more due diligence, both on the 23 case and certainly on the 24 case before we're able to resolve it. I'm still hopeful we might be able to negotiate something, but we do need that additional time.
Mr. Breezeboy, how do you intend to proceed on a 2024 CF 36 case? Want to represent yourself? Want to seek the service of the public defender's office, or do you intend to hire private counsel?
Like right now, I'm on a revoked bond. If I could get out, I'd hire counsel.
Do you have the means to hire counsel? Okay. So you don't qualify for the public defender's office on your own admission. You're not going to get out. So you can represent yourself, or you can hire private counsel.
Private counsel, not near.
Okay.
I have no means of doing that.
All right. So how? Excuse me.
I can't do it inside the jail.
You said you have the means. I mean, you can call a family member. I'm not letting you out
I
of.
don't have any family here, so I don't have any family.
Well, you have the means. You're not indigent. However you intend to hire private counsel, I'll leave that up to you. But I'm not letting you out of jail.
And I would just ask if your owner is comfortable with it, if we could continue both for 30 days, and I'll talk to him about both. If he hires us, I mean, I'm happy to try to help him with both.
Yeah.
I only said that because if I was able to get out, I was going to work and do it. But I mean, if I can't get out and work, then no, I don't have the means.
What?
Okay.
Which one is it? Backtracking something.
Well, you know, he doesn't come right out and say that he's trying to figure out if he's indigent or not. You know what I mean? He does it in a way that I think that some people get caught up. We've seen that before, where they don't realize it, and then all of a sudden, you know,
Yeah, trying to, act like you got some money, son.
yeah.
Wait, I meant if you let me out, I could buy lottery tickets and possibly win enough to get a lawyer. Doesn't work that way. I can't let you out to make some monies so you can hire a lawyer when you can just go ahead and take this dude over here.
Sorry if you hear me fiddling around. I just I put it onto a different thing on the board. I was getting a lot of static on that, and I don't know if it was the board or the video.
That would be May 7th, or we can come back in June.
Whatever defense counsel wishes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mutz.
What's
The May court date would be good. I'd like to try to see if we can't resolve.
Okay. Well, that will be for an arraignment. Have we filed on the 24 case?
We have, Your Honor, there was a 3-count information.
Okay. File enter or not guilty plea on your behalf, Mr. Breezeboy. We'll come back May 9th at 1.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
May 9th.
Once morning.
I'm well. How are you?
Morris, at previous.
Fair.
I was already representing him on. I don't know that we ever got one on this most recent charge.
Well, let's see, come prepared.
Let me see.
Mr. Morris, I know Mr. Hill was representing you in the 23-174 case. You're here for an arraignment on the 24 CF49 case. Has your financial circumstances changed?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint the law officer here, Mark Sims, to represent you in the 24 case.
I go state this to the court.
You raise
Not
your
always
right
if they
hand
got
and-
the monies.
Look at this guy. He's on it. Good for him.
Yes.
Now that Mr. Hill is representing you, you probably want to talk to Mr. Hill before you say anything. We're recording this proceeding, so anything you say may be used against you. But I'm listening to whatever you want me to consider.
Is he trying to read his chicken scratch?
Speaking of which, I spent all morning trimming my bush.
I bet it looks great.
Took a little off the edges.
You don't want it scraggly.
Bunch off the top.
That's a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that says.
Says your hair looks ridiculous, bro.
I'm not real sure what Mr. Morris is trying to claim, and that
Right.
writing right there said he's not a citizen, and
Oh, jeez.
something about a secure.
My name is Alize Morris, a secure party creditor under the UCC1 filed in Florida. American national being held in custody in Gulf County, which is not a 14th Amendment citizen of the United States, not directly to documentation, which is official records.
It does.
To stated, I'm the agent of the said principal.
Who wrote that for you?
I did.
Why do you need to read it if you know what you're talking about?
This.
Oh.
Okay. Tell me what the 14th Amendment says.
that you were considered a slave under the 14th Amendment.
And who's considered a slave? I'm not a slave.
No, the incarcerated person. This if you commit a crime
Okay. Doesn't say if you commit a crime.
or yeah.
That's not what it reads.
I got the 14th Amendment really wasn't in the
That was the one missing off the Constitution I read out. Yeah.
the book that we had in the back.
What book do you have in the back?
It's a law book.
What law book is it?
It's called the 5 Rules of
The 14th
Constitution.
Amendment isn't in the Florida statutes. That's
I
because
was
it's an amendment to the U.S.
It's-
Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what the 14th Amendment reads.
14th Amendment reads not off the top. Not off.
Okay.
That's
What
why
else
I
do you-
written
What else do you want me to consider?
that I'm a secured party creditor under the UCC 1.
Tell me what the UCC 1 reads.
I'd like to just question him.
I wish I had my documentation on.
He just keeps reciting the same thing.
Presenting all the way. I wish I had someone here that was supposed to be here, so I can have it.
I asked you who wrote that for you. You said you did.
I wrote it. Yes.
So do you know what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell me what the UCC 1 reads.
It's the uniform commercial code filed with the Secretary of State or within the entities under the contract with the Secretary.
The guys in the box are like, hey, we want to change ours. This guy told us we could
And
get off.
database of judgment liens maintained by the Secretary of State.
Oh, tell me what UCC 1 reads.
It's a statement and it's a financial.
You don't know what the UCC 1 reads, do you?
Not on top.
You're not prepared this morning with your sovereign citizen argument? You need some additional time to prepare.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you some additional time to prepare your sovereign citizen argument. When do you want to come back?
I would ask, he's got 2 cases. I know one we've got already got the discovery on that I need to go meet with him at the jail and go over. Being
Nothing like buying yourself more time.
Now May 9th to go to the jail and take care of that.
100%.
All right, Mr. Morrison, you come back. Usually when sovereign citizens come in the courtroom, at least they can recite from memory a lot of the stuff they travel under. So next time you want to come with your sovereign citizen argument, be prepared, okay? I'll listen to you, but be prepared.
Yes.
But you're not doing justice to your fellow traveling nationals who consider themselves sovereign citizens if you're not prepared to even articulate what the argument is, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you May 9th.
He's a slappy sovereign citizen. Slappy.
That's
Prepared next
embarrassing.
time, all right?
You done effed that up, bud.
He had one job, to be a sovereign citizen.
You have a constitution in the back, so you can read the 14th Amendment and be able to tell me what it reads. And
What it says right here. What it states.
we're going to May 9th at 1:30.
What a great way to play it, too. How long?
That's not a contract.
How long
That's
till
giving
it
you notice
sets
that you wanna come
in
back.
that he just bought himself a lot
You're
of time,
fine.
like you just said?
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take until he figures that
I'm
part
not
out?
going to query you about what a contract is, but we'll talk about whatever you want me to consider next time.
Charged with one count of criminal mischief and one count of battery. Both of these are misdemeanor charges. Mr. Russell, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you for first appearance purposes. Please listen to Mr. McDaniel, and he's going to tell me where we stand in your case.
Judge, Mr. Rosal has indicated to me he does not want my services, and I advised him of that he talked at his own.
I didn't tell you that.
You want me to?
I did not tell you that. I asked you, can we have another lawyer? I didn't tell you that.
Same thing.
Mr. Russell, you don't get to pick an attorney
the
unless
same
you're
thing,
going to
bud.
hire one. If you want to hire an attorney, that's perfectly okay. You have the right to do that.
I didn't
But you don't
say
get
that.
to pick which appointed attorney you get. So, Mr.
No,
Russell,
Pebble.
I just don't want you.
ask me a question. Do you
By
want
the way, very quickly, Creed almost fell into his gigantic bush out front.
Mm.
It's the only part of the house that is like in direct sunshine. Of course, that's our bedroom. But having this thing, I've kind of let it grow for the last 2 years. So it'd get up into the area of the window. And now it's blocking off a lot of it, but it needs to be trimmed nice. And I got about 3/4 of it. I go get the big step stool, and man, I almost bit it. That's when I stopped this morning. I mean, if I would have fallen into that thing, I don't.
Don't your wife realize you're an old man? She does not need to be making you a honey to-do list like that.
I'm out there doing the, with the thing. Rather, when out in my trailer, I've got 2 of the nice, the I gotta go finish it up because I can't get to the top.
hire an attorney, or do you want to accept Mr. McDaniel's services for today's purposes and then decide on an attorney?
Oh, for today's purpose. But the question
Right.
was you the only the attorney?
All right, Mr. Russell, let me talk. Judge, at this point in time, we're just going to ask for a reasonable bond. He's been in federal prison for a long time. He just recently got out, and we're just going to ask for a bond.
So, Mr. Russell, let me get a little more information from you. When did you get out of prison, sir?
I got out of prison June. I got out of prison June the 24th. I've been out 6 months. Going on 7. I've been out going on 7 months.
So this is not a case where you got out and you came directly from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. This is a case where you were released to the street and at some point you got picked up for this. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I want to try to explain it to you.
Oh shit.
I was in federal custody. We have filed. We have sent inquiries to the sheriff department because I couldn't go to halfway. I couldn't program in federal prison with this active warrant. So we have some inquiries trying to get it resolved. Numerous of times. We sent them. I was at Inslee, Kentucky. They sent a inquiry. I was at Louisiana Pollock Penitentiary. They sent inquiries trying to get it solved. Last night was my first day being arrested on this charge. So
Okay.
I never knew I had a court date or none of that.
Okay. Where do you live at?
I live on 302 Bell Street.
What town is that in?
That's the Enterprise.
Okay. That's where the notice was sent to.
That's my mother.
So
That's my mother's house.
Yeah. All right.
Shocker.
Let me take a look at when the bond was issued, Mr. McDaniel and Miss Bremer, the warrant was issued back at the time. We put no bond on them. But I think since then, Mr. McDaniel has made the argument and convinced me that these cases are entitled to a bond unless there's evidence that the notice was received or they previously posted bond or signed a notice to be in court. Is that right, Mr. McDaniel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bremer, do you agree that Mr. Russo is entitled to a bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The state does request no contact with that property or with the victim, Natasha Thread.
And Mr.
That's my
Russo,
wife.
just to make sure I'm clear,
It's my wife.
the charge allegedly occurred back in 2019. The federal probation you're on now is something more recent, correct?
No, sir.
Were you on federal probation when you were accused of this in January of 19? Okay, that's what I thought. So, Mr. Russo, I'm gonna
Judge,
set your bond. Go ahead.
Judge, this case is older than when the warrant was issued.
Yeah, August of 18 is when it supposedly occurred, and the warrant was issued in early 19.
Yeah, that's when I was in the prison. That's when I was
By
in
the time the
prison.
warrant got issued, you went to prison between August of 18 and January of 19.
In January 19, I was in prison.
Okay.
I was in Inslee, Kentucky.
Okay. You're
Federal-
entitled to a
federal-
bond. Even though the warrant has no bond on it, I think you're entitled to a bond, so I'm gonna set you a bond. Your criminal
Yes,
history
sir.
is not good at all. Your criminal history is very bad. Your bond's gonna be
Right.
$5,000 on each case, cash or surety. That means your total bond is $10,000, cash or surety. As you might know, surety means you don't have to come up with all of it. You can go through a bondsman if you wish. What they charge you is between you and them. That's negotiable. But your bond has a condition not to go to the property, the store this happened at, allegedly happened at,
Good point,
and have no
Sam.
contact with the alleged victim.
It may be.
Questions?
Ask him if he can smell anything.
We're together now. We like in the same. We together.
Okay, so let me ask you about that. The alleged victim is named,
Natasha Thread.
and you and Miss Thread have been together as recently as in the last couple of weeks. Y'all together, is that right?
But ever since we've been we ain't never separated.
Okay, so what that means is then if she wants to have contact with you, she needs to contact the Jackson County probation office. She'll come in and sign a form saying she wants to have contact, and if that's true, then I'm going to allow contact. Only once she requests it, though. Okay.
Okay. She got to do what now?
She has to contact the Jackson County probation office and come in and sign
Okay.
a form.
I wasn't listening.
ID with her.
Wait, what?
And tell her she would like to have contact. And I'm telling you, based upon the age of the case and the circumstances, I will allow it, but I've got to make sure she wants it first. She has to do it in person.
Yo, baby, you
So she
want
gotta come
this?
in person?
Correct.
That's who we was waiting on to make the bond. That's who they called
bond?
her so we can make the bond.
What
So
kind
she
of
can
bun you
come and
making,
post the
bro?
bond and she can come out
Cinnamon?
here and sign the form and then go post the bond and you'll be released.
Hawaiian? Hot dog?
Have a good day, sir.
What?
Next case we have is Gregory Thompson. Mr. Thompson, good morning. Mr. Thompson, you're charged with driving while
God.
license suspended or revoked knowingly
That
Mr.
man a meal,
Thompson,
please.
there is probable cause for this charge. I've read the complaint. I'm going to appoint the public defender's officer to represent you, Mr. Ask that you listen to Mr. McDaniel, your attorney.
Your Honor,
Uh-oh.
Your Honor,
Yes, what's going on?
I spoke to Mr. Thompson. At this point in time, he's going to plead no contest to the charges listed. Understanding he's going to be sentenced to 10 days in the county jail. He'll have 2 days jail credit. There'll be a fine of $400, which will be a civil judgment. He has signed his plea waiver form, waive his right to jury trial, and call witnesses.
Mr. Bremer, is that agreeable with the state? Mr. Thompson, did you hear that agreement, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson, any
Yes.
questions about that agreement?
Yes. Yes.
And is that the plea that you would like to enter?
Okay.
Mr. Thompson, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest to the charge of driving while license suspended or revoked knowingly and judge you guilty of that offense. I'm going to sentence you to 10 days in the Jackson County Jail. But Mr. Thompson, you have credit for 2 days you've already served. That means you have 8 days left.
Nice. Enjoy your week.
$400 court costs and fines. That'll be reduced to a civil judgment if you don't get it worked off at the jail. If you get it worked off at the jail, there won't be a civil judgment.
Work it
Mr. Thompson, there's no probation to follow. You finish these 8 days you have left. This case will be
Better get
put
to work.
behind you. Any questions, sir?
That's right. Don't summon Gavin.
Wish you the best, sir.
Careful. 2 days clean,
Yes, sir.
man.
Maurice Wilson.
Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, good morning. Mr. Wilson, you're here for one charge of dumping litter for commercial purposes.
What?
Mr. Wilson, I look at the
Wait.
complaint. It looks to me like when they
Lava Lava, go take a nap. That Benadryl's catching up with you. I like it.
Go ahead, get your
Yeah.
little nappy poo. Dumping litter
Yeah.
for commercial purposes.
Thank you to Mayor and to Sweet Tea. Dumping litter for commercial purposes. Dumping or littering commercial purposes. Would that be like if you're a business and you're like dumping
Maybe he's say he's a lawn man. And he's got a bunch of bush clippings in the back of his truck, and he just pulls up to the end of a dead end road and just kicks them on out.
Yeah. It's like I was saying, we live right along the forest over here, you know. I feel so bad for the neighbor's giant tree that fell down that he's taking care of himself, which I don't blame him. He's got a little chainsaw and everything, cut it all up. The neighbor comes over with the big chainsaw to get the big trunk, you know, and he's got paid to haul all that off, you know. I said, throw the fucking woods over there, throw the back of the truck, drive down at night, and we'll throw them all into.
Return to nature.
It's wood going, you know.
Yeah.
about this, you went back and cleaned it up.
Yes, sir.
But then I realized that you're actually on state probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And I've been trying to do my best. I ain't been in no trouble.
Okay. So, Mr. McDaniel, I think I've got to hold him for state probation, but Miss Bremer, I don't know. I did not know this was a felony, first of all, but I guess if it's for commercial purposes, I did read the statute. It looks like it's a felony charge. So, Mr. Wilson, what I'm going to do is this.
You have to hold him. I mean,
Mr. McDaniel, let me finish. Hang on just a second. Let me finish talking before you start talking, please. Ms. Bremer, what I was going to say is I need whoever's going to make the decision on the warrant to be aware that they allegedly went to him and said, we found this stuff. Have you been dumping? He said, yes, it's my mistake. I'll take care of it. I'll go clean it up. They let him go clean it up. And then after he cleans it up, then they file charges against him. It's just kind of and then he's on probation. So, Mr. McDaniel, you wanted to add something else, sir?
Judge, I was just going to say, I don't think the court has to, there's no mandatory in here that you have to hold him for probation. I think
I kind of want to know, like, before I jump on Griggsy's.
What was it he dumped? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he's out there dumping a bunch of shit that you absolutely should not be.
It's like,
that's one thing.
Okay, my road used to be a dead end before they built all those other houses.
Yeah.
4 houses up, this dude was getting his carpet cleaned by one of the professional vans, comes out and they clean you. It's got the big tank in the back that takes all the dirty water. Well, what's he do? He drives down here, backs up to this ditch and just opens it up and starts dumping all the dirty water out and chemicals and stuff. And I said, whoa.
I got a fence over here.
You need to stop what you're doing right now and get out of here. You're not dumping that here. So
there's more
it
than
could
one
have been
reason
Todd.
why. There's more than one reason why we hate Todd. Okay.
Could have been Todd, allegedly.
But yeah, if it was, listen, if he was putting a bunch of brush up there, it'd be one thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you're dumping a whole thing of tires, like somebody just said in the chat, or hell sheetrock, any of that shit.
He cleaned out somebody's house and he just dumped it all there on the shoulder of the road.
but he didn't say what it was. But
Vinyl sliding.
the guy, all right. So then the dude goes and cleans it, right? Picks it up like he was asked, and then he still got charged and he's on probation. That does suck. I mean,
double whammy.
You know,
he's locally, he's not going nowhere. You know, and if probation does file on that, I'm sure he'll go turn himself. He'd come up to the jail and turn himself in. I don't know of any rule that says you have to hold. I do realize you normally do hold them, but I don't know if you have to. I just want to make sure the court was aware of that.
Thank you, Mr. McDaniel. Mr. Wilson, when I said I have to, there's no law that requires me that. I mean, my sense of consistency is what makes me do that. So when I say I have to, it's because I'm going to treat you like I do everybody else. So, Mr. Wilson, I'm going to set your bond at $500 cash, but no bond for 10 days. I'm going to ask Ms. Bremer to notify state probation office of your arrest. And if they don't issue a warrant, you post a bond and be released. Mr. Wilson, if they issue a warrant, then the judge that issues that, which will be Judge Garcia, will be the person to decide if there's a bond on the warrant or not. And she's going to read the complaint, because she always does, before she makes a decision. So maybe that'll help you, Mr. Wilson, that it is what it is. But if you want for probation, you'll be a conditional release candidate. But since you're on probation, I can't do conditional release. So, Mr. Wilson, I'll see you in 10 days, and I may see you before then if they make a decision before then. You have a question?
Yes. No, sir.
All right. I'll see you as soon as they make a decision, or in 10 days, whichever happens first.
Damn, that was close.
And then we have Cody Clemens. Mr. Clemens, good morning, sir. Mr. Clemens, that warrant was signed yesterday on the violation of state probation. It's signed by the circuit judge, Judge Garcia, on the 17th, about 12:30. It does have no bond. It's kind of what we thought might happen, Mr. Clemens. I'm going to arraign you this morning because I want to get you an attorney and I want to get your case moving. Mr. Clemens, if you want one, do you want me to appoint you an attorney to represent you, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to appoint the public defender's officer to represent you in the violation of state probation. Listen to Mr. McDaniel, please.
Your Honor, I've talked to Mr. Clemens. At this point in time, he's going to plead of no contest. We're going to ask to set this in the February 6th court docket. And then Mr. Guy Green, I advise Mr. Guy Green to talk to him before that court hearing. Also, in case number 23754 EMM that we heard yesterday, we can place that on the February 14th pretrial docket.
All right. And Ms. Bremer, is that agreeable with the state? Mr. Clemens, any questions about any of that?
No, sir.
He said no contest. He meant not guilty, though. Yeah, I think I didn't even hear it, but I didn't hear Mr. McDaniel either. So we'll show a plea of not guilty. We'll see you on those 2 days. And obviously, Mr. Green will come see you before your court date, like Mr. McDaniel said. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, Mr. Clemens.
Oh, hello there, young lady.
And I do not have the name in front of me, Mr. McDaniel. This is Miss
Sunday Allen.
Miss Allen, good morning.
What a great name.
Mr.
Good morning.
McDaniel, good morning, ma'am. Miss McDaniel, Miss Bremer. I got a text yesterday from an owner of a local funeral home, one of the co-owners, Mr. Granberry with People's Funeral Home. He had already worked out with the sheriff's department a short furlough, funeral furlough. I believe Miss Allen's, is it your grandmother that passed away, Miss Allen?
No, sir, it's my mother.
Your mother. Okay. I'm sorry for your loss. Mr. Granberry we get funeral home directors sometimes that are very proactive in trying to help their customers. And Mr. Granberry is one of those. So he had already contacted the sheriff's department. Now, I don't know that Miss Bremer or Mr. McDaniel even made aware of this, but here's what his text said, that the funeral is Saturday in Panama City. They're not asking to go to that because of the distance and the supervision, but that in lieu of that, the sheriff's department has agreed to supervise her on a release for about a half hour to see her mother's
dead body
Friday, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Miss Allen, did I get all that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Miss Bremer, that's everything I know about it. I did get a text from the captain at the sheriff's department because I wanted to verify it, and the captain's text said that's all accurate. So my question for you is, the state have an opposition to approximately half-hour
uranium
visit
leave it alone
at People's Funeral Home tomorrow, supervised by law enforcement.
Yancey wants to get into
Miss
that
Allen to
shit.
spend time with her mother's remains. Okay. Mr. McDaniel, anything else I'm missing, sir?
I didn't know that was a real thing where they let people out of jail to go to funerals.
Right, so Allen, what we're going to do is we're going to authorize that furlough.
I've seen it in movies.
But it's all supervised, so they're taking it, right?
Yeah. It's not like they say, take care.
Up at about
Bye
10
now.
tomorrow, based on that text. Captain Stewart's probably going to be in
Oh,
contact
shut
with
up,
him. One of his
Yancey,
guys
and
will pick her
leave.
up. We'll take
Jesus
her to
Christ.
the funeral home, let her spend time there with her mother,
Bye.
and then bring her back to jail, and she'll be in police or law enforcement custody the entire time. So, Miss Allen, again, I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am, but
Thank
hopefully
you
you'll
so
get to
much.
spend some time. Yes, ma'am. Do you have any questions, Miss Allen?
No, sir. Thank you, and God bless you and your family.
God bless you. Hope you have a good day, and I wish you the best.
Essentially, the concerning thing is this man apparently came from the state of Texas.
Why is he
to
praying? Did he
Miami
just get a?
Beach in an effort
Did he
to
just get a hallelujah?
This is a little different. This is a little different.
Just get a hallelujah. Right?
This guy is in trouble. He's been arrested for stalking.
Yeah.
Not unlike Yancey. In trouble for stalking. I'll take care of you, Yancey. There you go.
Did you help Yancey out?
I helped her out.
Hi,
no more
Anthony.
conflicts in their home.
It's Friday. Don't be effing with us today. Come back Monday. It's fine.
I don't want to be responsible for a divorce. This guy has been stalking. I believe her name is Shakira.
Shakira.
The hips don't lie lady.
Yeah.
Saying that they're married or that's they're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So if you enjoy this type of thing, this is going to be it's quick. It's not long. Let me know and we'll include more of these in the future going forward.
All right.
near the alleged victim in this case, and this is concerning to the court as well. I'm going to agree with the state. I'm going to set a $50,000 bond in this case. I'm going to sign a stay away order as well that says, Daniel, you may have no contact with the alleged victim in this case, Shakira Ripoll. That you can't talk to her. You can't have anybody else talk to her on your behalf. You can't contact her through social media. There will be absolutely no contact with this individual at any time, except for required court appearances. Do you understand?
She's
Sir.
my wife. I speak to her all the time.
No,
man.
sir. No, sir. She is not your wife.
In my dick.
She is not your wife.
Give me a minute.
All right.
Could you give me a minute with Mr.
I have some
Could you give me a minute with Mr.
real
Reed?
concerns right now because this man is delusional. He's saying he's his wife, this person's wife, and that's his wife, and it's not true. So that is very concerning to the court. Just to let me make sense.
We find out they really are married. Got married before she was famous. She was a child bride or something. This guy's really not crazy. Yeah, he's Mr. Shakira. He said, I showed her all the moves. Watch me get it down.
It sounds like he really believes that, right?
Yeah, he was like trying to get on her property and stuff in Miami.
Oh.
We wouldn't know. Okay. I don't know if he's employed. I know nothing about him.
Oh,
I'm just real concerned.
Maybe not employed, I don't think.
Yes, Judge, I've had a conversation with
Okay.
him.
Listen, I'm very concerned. I don't know anything.
I understand.
I don't know anything about this man. I don't know anything about his background. I know very little about him other than what I read in this police report. And what I read in the police report is very, very concerning to me.
Oh God.
And then I have the same man in court making comments to me that suggests he believes that he has a right to be with this person. And that is absolutely not true. And he doesn't have a right to be with this person. And I'm not going to put up with it. I'm concerned that the $50,000 bond amount that the state has requested may not be sufficient to protect this community, and in particular, this victim from his continued advances. And that's something I'm not going to put up with under any circumstances. I'm going to increase this bond.
Can somebody turn the judge's mic up just a little bit?
Judge is getting hype. You got to slide him down.
I feel that I have to. I'm going to double it to $100,000. Stay away order. All right.
He'll be out tonight. Shakira will drop it.
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
Could you also apprise the defendant in specific that this is to include indirect communication, which would include sending letters, sending gifts, and also in specific the distance from which he must refrain from any place?
I agree. If I did not, I apologize, because that is absolutely correct. You cannot use indirect means to contact these people either, such as emailing, texting, Facebook messages, or Twitter contact.
Probably
They
just
are
a paper or soap.
off limits to you, sir. Now, that's going to be my order in this case. The stay away order is issued. $100,000 is the bond.
What's your
All
bar
right.
number?
Good luck to you, Daniel.
That's your bar
number. And that's it, kids.
Finn,
bar
I
number?
tell you, Finn.
That's
Finn.
it. Finn.
Shakira. That's her old man we just saw, you know?
Yeah.
Is there going to be a 3 o'clock?
Yeah, there is a 3 o'clock premiere happening in an hour from now over on Credence and Mikey. Make sure you're there for that. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Then back Florida Friday. We got a chase and members only for the main channel at the 5:30. Yeah, look, I'm wearing the proper T-shirt too. It's a Florida shirt. You wear your own shit, douchebag. I'll wear a Florida shirt.
That's right. I wear the band that I'm going to see.
That's right. The Late Fee Express, Gary, our Friday winner. Congratulations to you, Gary. You're our winner today. Tiny Piggy, hey. Patty Wagon, who's on a roll. Deborah Jean is not my lover. Fletcher Boy Part 2, Fletch Lips. Pamela, Mayor with some gifts, and Sweet Tea with some gifts.
Oh, yeah. What a great day it is. Florida Friday. We might have started late, but we finished hard, and that's the way we like it. Creed nearly died. I nearly died. It was a great day. Friday. Am I right, kids?
Let me do this right.
Oh, you got something? Oh, you got it.
Magic eraser.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's
There it is. Magic eraser. You guys stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. Maybe one day you too can marry Shakira.
Cheers.
Cheers. By the way, Sammy, I saw an interview with Stan Hansen last night. He was live, and there was all of 40 people there watching, and I was very upset. I was like, Stan Hansen is a legend. There should be 4,000 people in here watching Stan Hansen do an interview. It was live.